Create a plan. Once you have now become clear on what it is you're supposed to be doing in terms of your goals, in terms of the vision, in terms of the dream, create a plan. The vision board by itself is not going to cut it. The vision board is there to simply remind you of the goal, remind you of the things that you are working towards. However, in order for you to be able to get from A to Z, you need to take the steps. But taking the steps requires a plan. So create a 3 months plan, right? Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. See it from that perspective. Because when you look at the year, you're like, oh my gosh, like it's a whole year. I have a whole year to do this. When you look at it from that perspective, it can be so daunting and so overwhelming. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be this massive thing. Just break it 3 months at a time, right? So say, for example, you're starting strong January, February, March. That's Q1. That's the first quarter. That's all you're working on. You're not focusing on any other month but those 3 months. So once you've created a plan for those 3 months, you will then break it down 1 month at a time. And then once you've broken it 1 month at a time, you will then create weekly, and then you will go to create daily. You have to have a system. You have to be intentional about where you are going. You can't just say, okay, I've done my vision board, I'm manifesting, I'm bringing it into my reality. It doesn't work like that. Everything works together. Hand in hand, everything works together. The vision board is there to motivate you. The vision board is there to remind you that, okay, this is what I'm working towards. This is what I'm bringing. However, you need to take the steps. I'll give you an example. I've been saying this within my videos. So from March, April, May, I decided, right, these 3 months, I'm going to be creating content every day and I'm going to be posting content every day. The next 3 months, that's it. And we've been here going strong, right? So do that for yourself. So even though I've done that, I've also said to myself, okay, how many videos am I filming per day? You've got to break it. You've got to break it down. Break down the plan and then break it down again. It has to be in small chunks. So where I've planned the content for 3 months. All of those content for 3 months, the topics are all ready to go. So the day-to-day tasks, you have to create a to-do list for yourself. It's important for you to create a to-do list so that you know that, okay, this is what I have to do. I create weekly to-do lists, Monday to Sunday. However, things that I said I'll do on Monday, say for example, I've got 5 things on my to-do list for Monday. If I've only done 3 things and I've got 2 things left, I carry that on to the next day. By the end of the week, everything would have been done. So even if you don't get everything done, as long as you've done even just 3 things, but you have to be intentional. You have to say, okay, this is the plan. This is what I'm going to do. And you have to follow through. Because if you say, okay, this is the 3 months plan, and that's it, you're sitting down, what about the day-to-day? What about the week by week? You have to be intentional. So create a plan. Work on systems that work for you. Personally, I use to-do lists. To-do lists work very well for me because I love the feeling of highlighting it once I've completed the tasks and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done it. Amazing. That keeps me going. That motivates me to keep going. Your vision board is not going to do the tasks for you. The vision board is great, but then you have to create a month by month plan. I've got a 6 months plan on other things. It's not just YouTube I'm working on. I've got other things that I'm working on, right? I've got services that I'm providing. So it has to be, you have to create systems that work for you. Systems that work for you. Look into planning. Look into systems. How does it work? And track your progress. How are you going to track your progress if you haven't made a plan? How are you going to track your progress if you haven't created a to-do list? If you don't know what you're going to do next? It's important for you to say, right, this is what I want to do. That's the plan. That's fine. But then you need to create the steps. And then once you've created the steps, you need to then take the steps. Once you have taken the steps, then you can track and say, okay, these are the steps I've taken and these are the steps I've not taken. So personally, let's say, for example, for my fitness, what I have done is I created like a 30-day. So every month I just focus on the 30 days. I don't think about, I've got 6 months, I've got 9 months to go. No, I literally just focus on the 30-day. And I highlight, so I've got 30 days and I just highlight, let me see if I can show you guys quickly. So something like this, where I literally just have numbers 1 to 30, and I circle them and I color them every day. So this is for the treadmill. This is making sure that I'm on the treadmill for 30 minutes every day. So you have to create systems that work for you. Even if you have like a journal, even if you have like something you want to put in front of, you have to have it. You have to have it somewhere you can see it. Your to-do list has to be accessible. Your to-do list has to be somewhere where you're able to see it. On the fridge, on the wall, in your rooms. I personally have got all the topics of the videos that I want to be filming. I've got it on the wall somewhere in my room. I wake up in the morning, I see it. Right, this is what we're doing. All right. I didn't pick and I say, okay, these are the 3 videos that I'm going to be doing. These are the 2 videos I'm going to be doing. And I take it 1 video at a time. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. It depends on what it is that you're doing. Say, for example, you're planning content. Everyone has their own methods. Personally, I've been saying, right, these are the topics. And then you've got to plan. You've got to plan. If you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you've got to plan. You've got to make a plan for yourself. You've got to say, right. Okay, this is what it is that I'm trying to do. This is what I need to do. So I need to be planning. Expect resistance. And the thing is with that, sometimes you might be feeling lazy. Sometimes you might be feeling doubtful. Do it anyway. There's no point of you having a plan and not following through with the plan. There's no point of you putting the steps and not doing it. Say, for example, yesterday, I said I was going to edit videos. Yesterday, Saturday, I said I was going to edit videos. I woke up around 5 o'clock in the morning. Even though I woke up 5 o'clock in the morning, I went on the treadmill, I did all of that stuff. I was tired. Because don't forget, I've been working all week. So I said to myself, you know what? Let me go to sleep. Let me have a nap after the sleep, and then I'll get up with more energy. And I did just that. When you feel like, you know what, I don't even know if I can do this today. I don't even know if I can complete the to-do list today. I don't even know if I can keep going. Give yourself a break. Go take a nap. Go for a walk. Go see friends. Talk to somebody. Do other things. Don't force yourself because you don't want to burn out, because burnout is a thing. What you don't want to do is burn out. And stay connected to your why. Why are you doing it? So often I go back and I say to myself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? The first person I have to do it for is myself. I have to do it for myself. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Go back to your why. That's going to give you the fuel. That's going to give you the strength. That's going to motivate you. And in a couple of videos, I'm going to talk about discipline, because you don't need motivation. You need discipline. You don't need motivation. You need consistency. And that's something that was very much lacking within what I was doing, consistency. So by posting something every day, I'm building discipline, I'm building consistency. And in turn, I'm building the trust with you who is watching, right? So create a plan, break it down, take the steps, and then track what you have done. And if you haven't done much, don't beat yourself up. Pat yourself on the back for completing even just one task within your to-do list. When I complete things within my to-do lists, I don't beat myself up about it, because I remember that once upon a time I was in bed for 3 months and I couldn't even get up. The back of my hair was matted. So I pat myself on the back and I say, listen, once upon a time I couldn't even get up to do things because of mental illness. So you have to remind yourself how far you have come, because doubt is going to come, and there's going to be that voice in your head that's going to say, oh, you've not even done it. Remind yourself how far you've come. Pat yourself on the back often. Clap for yourself, even when no one is watching. I'm not looking at the views. How many people watched, how many people commented. I'm not watching that. I said I'm going to film, and I'm going to upload videos every day, whether someone claps or not, because eventually it's going to get there. I know it will. I see the vision. But you need to be able to clap for yourself when no one is clapping, when no one is watching. I'm your personal development coach, C-Positivista. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.